The life you want is directly outside your comfort zone. In today's episode of the Positivity Hour, we're going to be talking about what your comfort zone is, what it could be, what could actually be holding you back, and most importantly, why, especially at a young age, you need to find yourself outside of it more and start heading towards those greener pastures. But when do you get to enjoy the fruit of your labors? All of that and more we're going to be talking about in today's episode. So we'll see you after the intro. Woo! All right, the intro is played. Welcome. We're in my room again, and it's a hot mess, but I don't care. I got no shame in showing y'all the reality of my life. We got new equipment, new cameras, interesting stuff all over this place. I need to, reorganize everything. That's why everything is a mess, is because I started doing that, but I also had to record this podcast. So, yeah, priorities. I'll finish this later off camera. That being said, welcome. Thank you for your time. I'm your host, Darshaun Smith. This is the Positivity Hour. And like the intro I just said, comfort zone. What is it? How to get out of it? Why you should get out of it? But when do you get to enjoy the fruit of your labor? These questions and more I've been asking myself a lot recently. And it's just a very interesting dynamic that we all find ourselves in at one point or another in our life, and a lot of people choose to just stay comfortable, which is okay. You know what I'm saying? We all are living different lives. We all want different things out of it. So this is just a different perspective, what you can expect out of this podcast episode. It's just an interesting take on this little thing called life. So yeah, before we get too much more into that, let's head over to the time capsule and document some recent events.
Time capsule.
All right, time capsule. First thing, oh my goodness, it was so sad having to say this out loud, but I think it really happened. So, do y'all remember last week when my camera fell over? Oh Lord, the camera, no! The very camera I'm recording with right here, right now, because it still works. But yeah, when it fell over, I casually threw my tablet to the side here. I didn't break the tablet, but what I did do was lose the S Pen, the stylus, the $60 little stylus that I bought for this thing, because I didn't buy this new. I bought this refurbished on eBay because get a good deal on a new product. And that's sad. I was doing some research. It's like $40 now, or like $35, depending on if you're going with like a genuine Samsung one or like a knockoff one, because then you can get like a pack of 6 for like $20. But I don't think they connect to the dang tablet, which is the whole point with the motion air controllers and all that. But whatever. So I just wanted to say that first and foremost. I took an L, okay? The camera's fine, which is more important, but I left the dang S Pen in the field. I'm literally about to go drive back over there. It's a week later. I have not needed the S Pen since last week, and I'm just like, I can't believe I didn't figure this out sooner, because now it's probably gone or someone ran it over. I don't know. So yeah. Number 2, time capsule. Business, okay? Got some business trips coming up here soon. Got some interesting events about to happen with the business, next week. Working with some folks on a podcast, so look alive for that. More coming soon. Person who watches this podcast, person who I've done some work for in the past and such, you know what I'm saying? So it's always nice when I can assist in something and really just provide my knowledge of the camera and microphone and lighting and such, and actually help people capture a moment and just really tell a good story. So that's pretty cool. And then like a week and a half or so, I'm going to Las Vegas with my brother for 3 days. It's like technically like 4 whatever nights or whatever like that. So yeah, it's gonna be a movie. It's for SolarCon 2025. I'm just going to be out there documenting the moment, just recording everything I can record, making a movie, you know what I'm saying? We're not like making like an actual movie, but you know, one of my brother's biggest goals this year was taking his personal brand a little bit more serious, and it's super cool that he has tasked me with capturing you know, some of the big events they go to and speak at and more stuff like that. So a lot of cool people will be met there. I'll be meeting some high net worth individuals. It's going to be a movie, and I'm getting flued out to Vegas, so let's go. Last thing I wanted to say, that's not so personal in the time capsule, is the tariffs, you know, just went into effect. I'm pretty sure Wednesday or something like that. I told myself I was going to Google this beforehand, but as you can see, if you're watching this, didn't. So yeah, the tariffs, they went into effect the other day. There's still new news articles coming out, you know, literally as early or as recent as 58 minutes ago. Live updates from like the Wall Street Journal, you know, what the 10% tariff here means, what the 50% tariff here means, what the it's crazy. And I just want to put up this like screenshot real quick. How I knew the tariffs were real. I mean, I already knew they were real. I already knew they were coming. Like, I'm a realist out here. But I looked at my Robinhood and I saw all my entire portfolio down like 10% each stock or whatever. And I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's time to buy. Okay. This is what rich people do. It's time to buy the dip. Okay. Because, you know, theoretically this can't go on forever. So, let's hope our economy's not completely trash in the next 4 years, and eventually it'll rebound, because if you buy the dip, you up. That's what rich people do. Go do what rich people do. I love rich people. I'm trying to be like them. So, yeah, that's the end of the time capsule. Let's get to the main topic.
Time for the main topic.
Okay, for today's main topic, okay, like I said previously, I've said it 3 times, don't play the drinking game for this, but like, comfort zone. What is the comfort zone? Okay, you know me, I like to Google stuff, okay, but we're not even gonna Google this, because a comfort zone is just in natural, like, human primitive behavior. Like, all animals, all creatures, all beings to some degree have some sort of equilibrium with their environment in which they can find themselves in which they are, air quotes, comfortable. You know, that's the whole point of it. That's the whole reason for it. It's a space where you are comfortable so you can reproduce new life, so you can grow into your evolved form, so on and so forth. I'm not saying the comfort zone is bad. I'm just saying the comfort zone is the comfort zone. Now, if you want to actually, especially from a human perspective, even not even just from a human perspective, because I got an example of a tree, I got an example of a squirrel. You know what I'm saying? I got obviously the human example. That's what I know best. That's what I can speak intelligently on here. But the comfort zone it's not bad, but like, you don't grow into something new if you're not leaving the nest. Okay, you don't develop and gain that new skill if you don't head for those quote unquote greener pastures, which aren't actually always as green yet, you know. And that's simply because, yes, you do grow and develop a little bit in the comfort zone, like I was just saying. But if you want drastic change, you know, if you want stuff that will radically change and elevate yourself to that next level that you want to be in, that's not going to happen in the comfort zone. At best, you maintain what you have in the comfort zone. If you're, you know, in poverty, you know, you being in the comfort zone is having just enough to like keep the lights on. You getting out of your comfort zone is working an extra job or literally saving the dollar here and there, however possible, so that you can invest like twice a year to learn that new skill that can maybe make you an extra $10 an hour and radically change your existence. Okay, because that $10 an hour over a year is, you know, thousands of dollars. And now, instead of just getting by, you're getting by comfortably, you know, and you can go out to eat, and you could get that girl now, and you can, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just one example. So the comfort zone, what is it? Like I said, it's a place where most people naturally find themselves in because it is comfortable. It is a state where you can maintain what you have and you don't have to work hard and exert a lots of energy to do it. All that being said, why would one leave? Okay, I started to get into it, but like, genuinely, like, when you really think about like how nice this place is, how beneficial it is to life and maintaining what you already have, why would one leave? It's a good question to ask, and I can only answer it from myself and my own personal experience, and maybe a few of the people I'm around. Maybe they could provide some insight as well, but those people aren't here, so you just got me. For me, how I look at it, for me, how I approach it, for me, how I'm looking at it. Again, I said that already. It's like heading towards those greener pastures, like I said. Like, yes, you can maintain what you have here. But for me, I didn't grow up with a lot, and I obviously want a lot. As you can see, I'm achieving more than what I had from the get-go. Like, there's, lights in here, there's cameras, I got shoes, I got bags, I got clothes, I got, hats, paper, like I have stuff that I simply did not have before because I got out of my comfort zone, because I, learned new skills, because I tried to work very hard, whether it was in high school or college or starting a business or in failing, just objectively failing very publicly on a multitude of things, on more things I would like to admit. But because of that, I was able to earn more, okay? I'm 23 and I make more than some 50-year-olds, legitimately, just driving a bus. And that was a skill I attained, okay? That was, tests I had to take. That was, trainings I had to go do, and, physical and mental stress I had to put myself through to do that. I had to get out of my comfort zone for that. And it's like, okay, now that I'm here, I can see why people could work this job until they're 60, because it's great. A lot of people get out of their comfort zone to get that. And then when they're there, that's their new comfort zone. And they're going to maintain that nest egg and pass that on to their kids. It's a beautiful thing. Like I said in the intro, when do you get back into the comfort zone and enjoy the fruits of your labor? That was a quick example. I have more here soon, but that's why I would leave. Okay, that's why I did leave. Okay, when I went to college and I got 2 degrees, I was very fortunate that my school was paid for. You know what I'm saying? I just had to pay for where I was going to live. That's a beautiful problem to have, and I can tell you it worked out pretty well for me. And I'm grateful for that, because that was uncomfortable. I had to figure out how to source tens of thousands of dollars. You know what I'm saying? I had to figure out how to, obtain this debt, and still be able to pay it off within the next, how many ever years, and not be one of these crazy stories out here with people borrowing, $10,000, and after 20 years, it's $40,000. Like, I don't want to be forced into an uncomfortable position. I'd rather just go leave for the greener pastures and not be forced to go leave for the greener pastures. There's a difference. So yeah, I think that point has been illustrated. Let's move on to this next talking point here. So why is it that you only grow outside your comfort zone? This is when I want to get into the example of, like, let's take the tree, for example, okay? I'm gonna put a tree on the screen here, okay? Big oak tree, okay? The ones with the acorns that fall from the bottom, okay? Like, you see the nice big canopy, you see all the nice big leaves, you see this and that, but what you see, I'll say this instead. There's a beautiful quote. If what you see is all you see, then you do not see all there is to be seen. That's a great quote. I heard that on a Kirk Franklin song. And a tree is a great example of this. You see the large canopy, you see the massive trunk, you see this and that, but what you don't see is the root system below. Growing that root system, places one into uncomfortable situations. Something I learned the other day, especially as an Iowan who grew up around all these farms, talking to a farmer There are times where there are compacted layers of soil beneath the ground. Okay, this is pretty technical. Okay, long story short, this dirt ain't moved in quite some time, and because of that, it's almost as hard as a rock. Now, let's take back to our tree example. When our tree needs to grow taller, when our tree needs to grow wider, its roots need to expand. If it can't expand, it's going to fall over in the next windstorm. If it can't expand, it's going to snap in half in the next derecho, okay, or thunderstorm, what have you. But with that compacted soil, that's outside of its comfort zone. Let's say there's normal soil for about 6 feet, okay? The roots have already occupied everything within 6 feet. But for the next 2 feet, it's that thick, hard, rocky soil, okay? The uncomfortable zone. If the tree wants to grow, it's going to have to find a crack in this system, okay? It's going to have to find a way to make it to this other side where it can get access to more nutrients, okay? So it can literally grow more leaves and grow taller and wider. It can have more water, it can have more space and not be suffocated. Because, yes, the comfort zone is cool where it's at, but the roots are already tangled in and out and through this and outside of that, and it's about to choke itself to death, okay? So this tree example is a phenomenal example of why one needs to leave their comfort zone to quite literally grow, because you have no more space at times to grow, okay? That's why when the tree does break beneath that super hard layer, after repeatedly hitting it and the roots being broke off and it having to, keep forcing its way through a crack or what have you, that's why it does eventually grow. And that's how you get some of those 400, 500-year-old crazy super tall redwood trees. They found a way, like evolutionarily speaking, to keep growing outside of their comfort zone to now make that new area that was previously uncomfortable their new comfortable zone. That's the new standard. That's the new place where they have equilibrium with their environment. I don't even want to go into any of the other examples because I think I just killed that tree one. So we're just gonna leave that as it was. So yeah, 3 steps I want to give y'all next here, okay? So you're not a tree, okay? You're a human. So how do you get out of your comfort zone? Here's the 3 steps I would take, okay? Personally, number 1, you need to change your mindset, okay? You need to understand the world, understand where you're at in it, and understand, how you're going to go about this, okay? That could be understanding that, hey, I live in poverty. Am I having fun here? No. And where do I want to go? I'm trying to be rich. Okay, great. You have the mindset. You understand that something needs to change, okay? That's what you need first to leave your comfort zone. Point number 2 is start small, okay? For me, when I was like, okay, lights got shut off, okay, life's great over here. Wouldn't change a thing, oh shoot, door got kicked in again, okay. Sad my PS3 is gone, whatever it was, I was like, okay, something's got to change here. I'm not too comfortable actually in my comfort zone, so I gotta figure something out. Like, I gotta make this thing shake, okay. Start small. That's me mowing the neighbor's yards, getting $20 here, $15 there. Me selling candy at my dad's house, getting a small loan of $10 and being able to pay it back with my brother because we was raised to be entrepreneurs. That's me getting a job at a law office as my first actual job and trying to figure out ways to get a bonus or something here and there. That's me when I get to college. Instead of doing an easy job, I get the hardest, highest paying job I can get. Start small and then just keep chipping away at the rock. Keep grinding hard, keep showing up, and just keep doing what you got to do. Start small. Like I said, I was mowing yards and selling candy, and now we're, CDLs, doing all this crazy stuff, trying to do more stuff with cameras, oh Lord, and more business and stuff. And we'll talk about my new camera here in a second, so look alive. And then point number 3, something is better than nothing, okay? Once you start, just keep going. 1% better every day, okay? You're going to have days, and especially, I've had literally like 2 days ago, I was like, I think I'm about to just give up, bro. Like, cause I've been like I literally like, ooh, let's not get too personal. We'll talk about this, okay, in about 5 minutes. But just keep stacking days, keep showing up, keep doing what you gotta do. Just keep persevering, because that's the only way you're gonna, one, make it out of the comfort zone, to your uncomfortable zone, to your new air quotes comfort zone, where you have more resources and you have more nutrients, air quotes, to grow and develop you, yourself, your family, you know, your eventual offspring, if you so choose to have some, excuse me, so on and so forth. So yeah, the last little point I wanted to say here, now that we're done with the Instagram clip, is so when do you get to enjoy the fruit? Okay, when do you get back into your comfort zone and enjoy what came with all of that hard work, what came with all of that, you know, perseverance and uncomfortability, if that's even a word. And for me, this has been an interesting question I've been asking myself a lot recently, because I'm not saying I've like reached the top or anything. Like, by all means, like I've already like achieved some things and set myself up for success that I could stop legitimately, and I could just do what I'm doing right now for the rest of my life, and we won already, you know what I'm saying? But I want more, personally. So this has been an interesting question I've had to ask myself, like, when do I want to hang it up? When do I want to reach back and grab a fruit off the tree and munch on that joint, you know? And the question is a difficult one to answer, and it's one I genuinely don't have an answer to. I want to let you know, though, that I did say at a young age that I'm trying to retire by 35, okay? That's like my big goal. By 35, I want to do anything and everything I want to do. So I guess loosely, that's when I'm going to reach back and eat the fruit at the peak of my masculinity and my malehood. Supposedly that's when I hear, or that's what I hear in culture. That's when men peak. So I want to retire when men peak. I got, 12 years to do that. So I got 12 more years of being outside of my comfort zone. And don't get it twisted. Everyone's path is different. Everyone's life is different. And, working hard can, only get you so far. Sometimes you really just got to get lucky out here. But I would hope in the next 12 years, I could figure this thing out a little bit. So, yeah. All that being said, let's get personal.
Let's get personal.
All right. Now that you just got a break from the masterclass of Yap right there, let's get personal. So, I think I have two things right here. I'm gonna start with the second one, because we already kind of talked about the new business opportunities with New Wave Performance, the podcast and all that, and just other stuff we're gonna be creating. And then with my brother, Golden Energy and Solar Services, company based in Texas that I'm gonna be working with. And yeah, like one, that's super cool. I don't know. I said this last week. It's still kind of crazy to me, but it's like I've done all of this work and I've not done any work to show other people what I can do. So the people that do know what I can do, they reach out to me. But yeah, man. So like 2025, I'm super big on just, showing proof of work, like I'm in a math class. But yeah, so my mindset right now is what and really informed me of this episode. Because it's duofold. I have like what the world wants, I think about, and what I personally want. And when I think about what the world wants, it has like absolutely nothing to do sometimes with what I personally want. Because what the world wants is a whole bunch of mindless, brainless content that they can infinitely scroll and just use to cope with their terrible existence out here. At least that's what I'm seeing from people who look like me, young men in America who are, being left to the wayside. You know what I'm saying? If we're not a, 6'5" Chad with the six pack and millions of dollars to our names. And it's just like, it's a cold world out here, genuinely. And every now and then I try not to, but I do get caught up in the whole, like, I guess I'm just useless cannon fodder, which objectively speaking, historically, speaking as well, as a man, yes, that is true. But I thought I lived in this quote unquote, more modern, equal world or whatever, like here. And I'm just like, man, like, why do I even try, man? I'm finna just crash out, finna just buy a blick and just, You know, going on a tear like a real medieval man up in here. I'm frustrated about some things. Like, obviously, I would never do that, you know. Please don't come and kill me, government, or do anything like that. That's crazy. Can't believe I just said that. But, hey, you know, on this podcast, anything you say can and will be used in the final edit. All that being said, though, on a more serious note, because if that wasn't serious enough, Mom, trust me, I'm okay. But like, no, but like seriously, like there's just, I don't know, like like I said, what the world wants versus what I want versus like how long it takes to just get anywhere these days, and achieving a goal or aspiration is a difficult thing to wrap your mind around. And I've just had to tell myself that it's okay to not be okay, one, and two, it's okay to just put your head down, grind, and figure it out. You know, it's okay to like have an off day, or as I was about to say earlier in the main topic, be like, nah, man, I'm done with this. I'm gonna just quit and give up, bro, because it's hard. I'm obviously not gonna quit. I'm not gonna give up, but not like it doesn't matter how positive you think I am. It doesn't matter how forward thinking you think I am. It doesn't matter how whatever you think you about me, whatever that is, you know. I'm a human, you know, like we all are, and we all have the same thoughts, you know. I just choose to, you know, turn this camera on and record this podcast rather than being like, nah, I give up. Nah, I've been doing this for 14 weeks in a row. I took 8 months off and then came back and did 14 weeks in a row. Like, consistency, if you can't see it by now, is not a problem for me. It's discipline and, you know, sticking to the plan and just kind of showing up and making stuff happen. And that's the stuff I could do better. So with all that being said, yeah, let's get some wisdom from your OG. I'm gonna restart the camera. Let's go. Woo!
Wisdom from your OG.
We should be back. Wisdom from your OG. Today, I got a video from Steve Harvey. It's about 3 minutes. Still not gonna watch it for you, but I'll see you in a few seconds. So, yeah.
Let me show you this. We all live inside a bubble, right? This is our world. We go to church here. We work over here. We go get our coffee over here. We go to this park over here. We usually go over here to, you know, hang out with friends. This is our favorite club. This is our world. This is our favorite spot on the beach. We all live in this bubble. What you got to do to get the life that God wants you to have, you got to put more air in your bubble. You got to blow your bubble up. Expand yourself. Take yourself out your comfort zone. Do not live in your bubble. Put some more air in your bubble. If you stay in your comfort zone, that's where you will fail. You will fail in your comfort zone. Success is not a comfortable procedure. It is a very uncomfortable thing to attempt. So you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable if you ever want to be successful. Start putting some pressure on. Put some pressure on yourself. Get out here and get about it. Look, I'd love to sugarcoat this thing for you. I'd love to tell you, look, you can go out here and get rich, do a couple of things. That ain't happening. You got to get real doggish. You got to get downright funky if you want to make it. Now, like I was telling you before, if you want to be ordinary, you ain't even got to listen to me. Just go on about your business. If you think ordinary is cool, ain't no problem. It's some really, really wonderful ordinary people. But if you are sitting in this room and you have extraordinary aspirations, then you're going to have to do extra. You put extra on top of on ordinary, and you come up with extraordinary. It's no other way. I'm sorry, but here's the fact. All of you have extraordinary capabilities, all of you. You have to decide if you are willing to do the things to put you in that category. Rich people don't sleep 8 hours a day. That's a third of your life. It ain't but 24 hours in a day. You cannot be sleep 8 hours a day. You can't live in LA and wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's 11 o'clock on the East Coast. The stock market been open 2 hours. They already making decisions about your life, and your ass was asleep. The Bible says, he who loves to sleep and the folding of hands, poverty will set upon you like a thief in the night. He who loves to sleep and the folding of hands, poverty will set upon you like a thief in the night. I'm going to ask you one question, I'm going to go. How many of you in here know somebody who loves to sleep? Who knows somebody that loves to sleep? Let me ask you something. Ain't they po?
We're back. I had a lot of fun last time doing that like looping video in the background. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting one this time around. But yeah, no, Steve Harvey is always providing a crap load of wisdom. Like obviously he's known nowadays for like Family Feud and his show where he brings people on. But back in the day, he was a comedian, he was doing some other things in this world, just trying to, get outside of his comfort zone and provide a better life for people. And I thought his take on the matter at hand today was very insightful. And it's something that we all need to, think about more, and the best time to start is today, y'all. Like it's Sunday, as of recording this, as of putting this out, you have extra time, quote unquote, potentially today. Me personally, I do work the weekends. This is work. I'm working on the Positivity Gods podcast right now. This is my personal branded podcast where I do talk about some business. Darshaun Smith Productions is recording this right now. Okay. Same person, but you get the point. We work every day, but theoretically, if you're more of a air quotes normal person, you don't work the weekends. So this is when you could get outside your comfort zone, hit the gym. If you can't hit the gym a Monday through Friday, okay, you better try to, go on a walk or, lift an extra weight or two or something on the weekend when you have some more time theoretically or something, because like I said, start small and then stay doing it. Okay. Just keep stacking days, and eventually what was once uncomfortable will become comfortable, because I believe in you. Okay. So with all that being said, let's talk about next week's topic. I really do want to get a guest on here eventually. So like look live for that. I mean, like I said, we're 14 weeks into this new year out of 52. Ain't had a guest yet, but I've been trying to just figure out the dang setup and figure out the mic situation and figure out so much, because I didn't want to wait till it was perfect. I just wanted to start doing it. Okay. That's holy. Let me say that again. I did not want to wait till everything was perfect. I just wanted to start doing it, because nothing is perfect in life. You're never going to have it all. You're never going to have this piece and that piece and, this setting and that setting. And the second you think you do, you're going to find something new and shiny. And then you're going to be like, oh, but now I need that. And then you're never going to start. So whatever you're doing in life, y'all, just show up. And because of that, that's something I would have told my younger self. So next week's topic is 5 things I'd tell my younger self. 5 things I would tell my 18-year-old self, because I'm 23 now, about to turn 24 in a little over a month. And it's a beautiful thing out here. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's a beautiful thing. I have a lot of wisdom, a lot of game I've peeped, and I want to tell myself 5 strategic things that I know now that if I knew like when I was 18, I feel like I'd be a millionaire right now. Like, and it's not just like buy Bitcoin, because obviously that would have helped, but I didn't have the money. When I was 18, I was broke. Like when I showed up to college, like I could not afford McDonald's, brother. Okay. Now I can go out to eat whenever I want. I mean, I obviously I can't, because I'll be fat, but like, and I'll probably be broke because that's a lot of money, but like I'm not rich, but I can at least go to McDonald's now. Okay. I was struggling in the past, but it's a beautiful thing, and it only happened because I got outside of my comfort zone. I learned a new skill. I got into rooms where I was broke among these other people who could get anything whenever they wanted, and I forced myself to level up. Okay. I forced myself to do better. You know what I'm saying? I forced myself to find a way. So yeah, for the outro, just keep showing up, y'all. Life is hard, but we are trying our best, as a collective, as a little community, as a group here at the Positivity Hour podcast. Let me know what you thought about today's episode. Let me know what you think about the comfort zone, how you're dealing with the things you're dealing with, so on and so forth. And it's a great day to have a great day. I love myself. I love my life. Wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change quite literally anything. You know what I'm saying? Everything happens for a reason. Everything has its purpose. Everything has its own, you know, whatever you want to say. It's a beautiful thing. And yeah, I'll leave you with this. Like I said last week, new cameras in. The mic isn't new. I was just testing it out. You know, battery for the mic and all that. You know, as you can see over here on the table, there's a screen and a cage and new microphones and pop filters, and on that table over there, there's more stuff. And yeah, I just want to let y'all know, like, we are really about to take over in 2025, and I'm working on 36 videos for the Positivity God and DSP that I'm about to be putting out here soon. So a whole bunch of content that I'm gonna have pre-scheduled and pre-planned, so I can work on higher production stuff, or that I can finally do some more client work. I had someone message me on Yelp the other day looking for some senior portraits. So hey, I think I'm about to be doing some grad photos here soon. You know, can't count your eggs before they hatch though. So yeah, it's just know I'm working, okay? I'm trying, I'm doing stuff. We live in life. It's a great day to have a great day. Have a great day, y'all. Like, subscribe, unsubscribe, hate, comment, follow, unfollow, share, or report. I don't really care what you do. Just never stop being you. Make the most of your opportunities and get outside your comfort zone today. We ain't got tomorrow, but we got today. I believe in you. And yeah, I love you. I'm gone. We gone. Fade to black. Woo! Yeah.
I'm in my G'd up zone. I'm about to get it in, kick your feet up home. Days turn to weeks when you're always on the grind all night. I got my re-up back. I'm about to get it in, I'll be right back.
Nate, high low to those who don't know the name. And G'd up, yup, that's the only thing I claim.